You may have heard that cardio or aerobic exercises should be done before strengthening exercises, and some people suggest the reverse order. But which one is correct and why? To find out the answer, we should get deep into muscle energy systems. Muscle cells need energy for contraction in any form of eccentric, isometric, or concentric that you can find differences between them in my previous videos. Type and timing of exercises matters for muscle cells. In the first 30 seconds of training, the main energy resource for striated voluntary skeletal muscle cells is phosphocreating system, which is the prime resource in heavy and intense strengthening exercises or record moves because of its fast reactions. To produce phosphocreating molecule in muscle cells, energy, free phosphate ion, and creatin is required. The first one is supplied by adenosine triphosphate or ATP in short form, which is the main energy resource in any human living cells, and creatin from amino acids either from food or creatin supplements. After about 30 seconds of training, the phosphocreating resources runs out and the next system comes in, which is the glycolytic system. That starts after 30 seconds of training and lasts until 90 seconds after training. Glycolytic pathway is actually some chain chemical reactions that converts glucose, the common form of sugar in blood, to pyruvate, which is the preformed molecule for either aerobic or anaerobic pathway, and concurrently releasing energy as form of ATP and producing some ionic metabolites like hydronium that increases acidity of extracellular fluid. Last system that we have some basic information about it is aerobic pathway. Pyruvate molecule that resulted from glycolytic pathway now enters in aerobic pathway after about 90 seconds of training, and by electron transport chain, which is a group of different reactions done mainly in mitochondria, small part of cell responsible for energy supply. A huge amount of energy as form of ATP releases in cell slowly, which is far more than of it in phosphocreating and glycolytic pathway, which makes cell capable of doing low load training for a long period of time, such as marathon athletes. Now we got familiar with muscle energy systems, and also we know that order of recruiting of these systems will not change, except in very light activities like slow walking on a flat surface, that in this way glycolytic and phosphocreating systems are enough for supplying energy and there is no need for aerobic pathway. By doing cardio exercises in the beginning of a training session, phosphocreating and glycolytic resources runs out and just aerobic pathway remains for the next training phase, which is mostly a strengthening phase, and aerobic is not appropriate pathway for this part of training since the velocity of receiving energy is vital in this part. So you feel tired and unable to reach fatigue in movements, which you know from my previous videos that it is one of the key factors contributing to muscle growth. But when you put cardio exercises in the end of a training session, appropriate system recruits for both strengthening exercises, which are glycolytic and phosphocreating system, and cardio, which is aerobic pathway. And a study measures VO2 max, that is maximum amount of oxygen consumption, that somehow is indicator of intensity of cardio training, and maximal isometric force, which is also indicator of strengthening exercises output. Between two groups, Group 1 did the cardio first, then strengthening exercises, and Group 2 in reverse order. That means first strengthening exercises, then cardio. What do you think about the results? Surprisingly, maximum VO2 were equal in both groups, but maximum isometric force was far better in Group 2 compared to Group 1. Doing cardio in a separate session or within at least 6 hours of time interval is an optimal option. But if you don't have enough time for this plan, put it on the end of your session. Strengthening exercises has countless benefits that you can see some of them here. And main calorie burning option by building more muscles, the factory of calorie burning. But cardio exercises increases respiratory and cardiovascular capacity that indirectly promotes potential of strengthening exercises and furthermore reduces all-cause mortality rate. So both types of exercises are necessary. Thank you for watching the video until the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're interested in this topic.